If you'd told me last year that I'd end up calling the cops on a woman trying to schedule my own swimming pool behind my back, I'd have laughed, shaken your hand, and called you nuts. But here we are. My pool, my backyard, became the center of a full-blown neighborhood war. And the fallout? I'll never forget the look on her face when the police sided with me, not her. But let me start from the top because, trust me, you won't want to miss a single twist. My wife and I thought we'd hit the jackpot when we moved into Willow Pines, a quiet neighborhood where folks mostly kept to themselves, lawns were neat, and the only drama was who forgot to bring cookies to the monthly HOA meeting. Our real estate agent swore up and down that the HOA here was just about keeping things tidy. He almost made it sound friendly. Honestly, the massive private backyard sold us. I'd dreamed for years about putting in a pool, a real one, big enough for the kids and maybe, just maybe, an excuse to fire up the grill every weekend. Now, I'm not the type to take chances with fine print. Before I signed a single paper, I sat down with every HOA bylaw, every little rule. I even highlighted the ones about fences, colors, trash cans, the usual. But pools, the only thing mentioned was a basic list of safety requirements, same as the county. So I dotted every I, crossed every T. I hired a surveyor, got permits from the city, even submitted my plans to the HOA's so-called architectural committee, which was mostly a rubber stamp. Project manager habits die hard, so naturally I kept every receipt, every permit, every single email in a nice fat binder. My wife teases me about it, says I was born suspicious. Construction kicked off in April. For 2 solid months, I had contractors tearing up dirt, pouring concrete, the works. And almost every day I'd catch the same neighbor, let's call her Linda, watching from the sidewalk. Tall, frosted hair, probably late 50s, always in these loud floral blouses, carrying a clipboard like it was a royal scepter. I figured, hey, maybe she's just curious. Who doesn't like watching a little action in a sleepy suburb? One day she comes up, introduces herself. Linda Marks, head of the HOA committee, she says, making sure I notice her shiny badge. She starts rapid-firing questions about the pool. How deep? How wide? Was I installing underwater lighting? It's going to be such a lovely addition to the community, she says, with a smile that's all teeth and zero warmth. I play along. Thanks, my kids can't wait. She nods, then gives me this look, like she's sizing me up for a suit. June hits, and the pool's done. I'll never forget the look on my kids' faces the first time they jumped in. That whole weekend, we had music, burgers, the smell of fresh-cut grass. It was perfect. The kind of thing you hope your kids remember forever. Monday afternoon, I'm floating on a cheap pool raft, just soaking up a rare break from work, when I hear the latch on our backyard gate jiggle. There's Linda, standing there with her clipboard, peeking through the slats. She waves. "Don't mind me," she shouts. "Just need to discuss the community pool schedule." I literally thought she was joking. I throw on a towel and walk over. "Sorry, what schedule?" I ask. "Oh, for the neighborhood pool hours. We need to set times for families, for adults, like any shared amenity." Now, I'm not slow, but I'm standing there dripping wet, and it takes me a second. "Linda, this isn't a community pool. This is our backyard." Her smile doesn't budge. "Oh, I think there's been a misunderstanding. All significant recreational amenities are shared resources here. It's in the bylaws. No, it's not, I say. I've read them twice. This is my pool, my yard. I paid for it and I'm responsible for it. She waves her hand like she's shooing a fly. That's just paperwork. In Willow Pines, we share. She tries to hand me a typed-up schedule through the fence. Slots for families, kids' hour, you name it. I don't take it. That's not going to happen, I say, probably a little sharper than I meant to. She stiffens, says, "The board will discuss this," and stomps off. I'll be honest. For a minute, I actually doubted myself. So I dug out my binder, reread every rule, and even emailed the HOA's official address, asking for written confirmation that my pool was private. Next day, I get an email back. Pool is absolutely, positively mine. I print it, stick it in the binder, and breathe easy. But 3 days later, I wake up to a laminated sign zip-tied to my pool fence. Willow Pines Community Pool Rules. And I nearly choked reading the nonsense. All residents entitled to equal access. Children under 12 must be accompanied by adults. Sign up for slots with Linda Marks. I rip the sign down, snap photos, toss it in the trash. That's when I order security cameras. If Linda wants a show, she's about to get one. It gets better. My neighbor, Raj, swings by as I'm mowing. "Hey, man, you see the Facebook post? Linda says the pool's open for bookings." I roll my eyes, ask him to approve my request to join the group. Sure enough, there's a post. Blurry photo of my pool, announcing Willow Pines' new community amenity. She's claiming I'm uncooperative, but she's working on it. I fire off a public reply. My pool, my property, HOA secretary's confirmation attached. Some neighbors back me up, others just look confused. The post vanishes within an hour. That afternoon, there's a formal violation letter in my mailbox, accusing me of monopolizing community resources and violating neighborhood spirit. Just one problem. The only signature is Linda's, not the full board as required. I call the HOA secretary, who's had it with Linda too. "Not official," she says. Ignore her. I'm done playing nice. I call a lawyer, hand him my whole folder. He sends Linda and the board a cease and desist, outlining every bit of harassment, making it clear we'll sue if she tries anything else. 2 weeks of quiet. Until one Saturday, we're out by the pool. Kids splashing, wife reading. Suddenly, Linda shows up at the gate, dragging along 4 kids and another adult, all in swim gear, towels, even goggles. "We're here for our 2 p.m. slot," she announces. My blood pressure spikes. I step out. "No, you're not. This is private property. Go home," she scoffs. "Don't be ridiculous. The children have been waiting all week." She tries the latch. Locked, thankfully. "Leave now, or I'll call the police," I say. She looks at the kids, real dramatic. See, some people don't care about community. I feel bad for them. They're just pawns in her circus. The other adult looks like he'd rather disappear. Then she whips out her phone and calls 911. "Yes, officer, we're being threatened at the community pool. There are children involved." She gives them my address, paints me as the villain. I grab my phone, call the non-emergency line, tell them the real story, and start filming. 15 minutes later, 2 police cruisers pull up. Linda sprints over. unloading her Oscar-winning sob story. One officer walks over to me. "Sir, dispute over a community pool." I smile. "Officer, I've got all the paperwork you need. Want to see it?" He comes in. I hand him the binder. Survey maps, HOA emails, permits, security footage. He looks through it, then radios his partner. Together, they walk over to Linda, who's still flapping her arms and ranting about community resources. The officer's voice is all business. "Ma'am, we've reviewed the homeowner's documents. This pool is private property. You have no right to access it." Linda's face goes white, then red. But the rules. "No, ma'am. Property law is clear. You're trespassing, and making false statements to police is a serious offense." She sputters, claims I threatened her. The officer shakes his head. "We have video, ma'am. You need to leave now." The other adult rounds up the kids, mutters, "Let's go." Linda glares at me, spits out, "This isn't over," and storms off. I file a formal complaint, hand over all my evidence. The officers suggest a restraining order. As they lead Linda away, a crowd of neighbors gathers. My neighbor, Rachel, comes over, apologizing, says Linda told everyone it was going to be a community pool. I shrug, say, "Now you know the truth." Word spreads like wildfire. Next day, the HOA board president emails me personally. "We're so sorry. Linda's removed from her position, pending review." They ask for my documentation for their investigation. I follow my lawyer's advice and get a temporary restraining order, which the judge grants in about 5 minutes. Turns out, Linda had been pushing her own rules for years, threatening folks, faking violations, making up whatever suited her. The difference was, nobody stood up to her before. In the fallout, she loses her position. The board rewrites the bylaws so this never happens again. And a month later, there's a "for sale" sign in her yard. She's gone by Christmas. Now, we swim in peace. I barbecue with neighbors who actually respect boundaries, and that fat binder? Still in my office, just in case. People ask if I regret standing up to her, if it was worth all the headaches, lawyer bills, drama. I just tell them, you can't let entitled people rewrite your life or your backyard. So, let me leave you with this. What would you do if someone tried to steal your peace, right in your own home?